Thank you for watching this presentation on how building a school's master schedule using NewWay's AI machine learning system, weeks of learning and instructional time can be gained. I'm Arthur Arlino, former educator and co-founder of NewWay AI. In this presentation, I will compare the outdated traditional all-in approach, its problems and challenges, to the new innovative modern AI Agile method developed by NewWay, its benefits and advantages. Let's begin with what is a school master schedule? Here is a description from the Columbia Center for Research and Leadership. It's a comprehensive, strategic blueprint that organizes the entire school's resources, time, teachers, rooms, and students into a cohesive daily and weekly timetable. It defines who teaches what, to whom, where, and when. The traditional waterfall all-in approach to create the school day, used currently by most schools, requires the complete master schedule, data, that is everything, to be entered before it can be tested to see if it worked or not. That is, all courses offered have to be set up and prioritized, and all sections have to be assigned to teachers before a scheduling application can be run. A run that consists of a limited number of random iterations or tries to see if every student is scheduled into his or her classes for the entire school day. The results from the traditional approach are divided into three groups: students that are completely scheduled, students that are partially scheduled, and students that are not scheduled at all, where about only 60 to 70% of students are completely scheduled, and only about 30 to 40% of students are partially scheduled, where 5 to 10% of those students are not scheduled at all. Students that are completely scheduled, however, may not have been placed in the right class with the right teacher for a number of reasons. For example, the wrong course number could have been entered, or the student was placed in a different course from what he or she requested, like a different elective. Students grouped as completely scheduled may still have problems, but these problems generally are not addressed until after school opens. Students partially scheduled or not scheduled are addressed first. Every student must physically be in a classroom for every period of the school day when a school first opens, even if that student is not in the right class with the right teacher. Then, students wrongly scheduled into teacher classes are fixed later. Many students at different grade levels start the school year not in the right class with the right teacher. This occurs in high schools, middle schools, and elementary schools. The social and emotional learning impact on students at all grade levels is significant. And the social and emotional learning impact on teachers at all grade levels is significant as well. Most schools open not ready to go on day one, resulting in the loss of learning and instructional time because student and teacher classes are changed for weeks. Unfortunately, this has become the accepted norm in many schools at every grade level. That is to be expected, so the loss of learning and instructional time occurs year after year after year. Use the modern AI Agile method to plan, design, develop, test, adjust, and review the master schedule at each stage, and if necessary, go back before it's launched, where an AI simulation can be asked to selectively think and test different options. Similar to building a home, with AI, a master schedule can be built in stages, tested and checked, and changed if needed before proceeding. What if there was a better way? Take school leaders to a modern AI machine learning cloud platform, offer a secured, protected, and safe, risk-free way to design, engineer, and build a school's master schedule with the professional expert guidance and on-demand customer support that school leaders need to succeed. Imagine 100% of their students completely scheduled in the right class with the right teacher before school opens. When you compare the traditional outdated dumb system to the modern AI smart system, the benefits are significant. A dumb system stops after a number of tries, so many students that could have been scheduled were not. An AI smart system has no stops. All possibilities are considered. A dumb system produces random, unpredictable outcomes, like rolling the dice. A smart system produces optimal, predictable outcomes by the machine thinking, discovering, and learning. A dumb system requires a user to preset conditions to determine possibilities. An AI smart system itself determines the degree of difficulty. A dumb system is a closed black box with no way of knowing what was done or why. An AI smart system is an open window to see what was done and to discover why. A dumb system requires a complete master, all in, so conflicts and problems are much more complex and difficult to resolve. An AI smart system can be entered in select incremental stages, so conflicts and problems are much simpler and easier to resolve. A dumb system only produces 60 to 70% of students completely scheduled. An AI smart system produces better results with 95 to 100% of students completely scheduled. And with a dumb system, schools open with weeks of class changes, resulting in the loss of learning and instructional time. With an AI smart system, there is a gain of learning and instructional time. Schools open, ready to go. On the first day of school, students are in the right class, with the right teacher, and for the right amount of time. When a school opens ready to go, weeks of learning and instructional time are gained by recapturing the time previously lost, making class changes for weeks and weeks. Here, I am logging into NewWay's AI system to show you some real schools. Here is an example of a real high school's results using a traditional waterfall all-in system with 1,795 students, grades 9 through 12. Only 40% of their students were completely scheduled, and 60% of their students were partially scheduled. Their guidance counselors had to handfix over 1,000 student schedules before school opened. When the same high school with the same students and teachers used NewWay's modern AI Agile system, 100% of their students were completely scheduled, or about 5% of their students needed to select a different elective. First, that real high school with 1,795 students. Here is the actual AI simulation where 100% of their students were completely scheduled. And here is a ninth grade student schedule with 9 periods. Second, a real middle school with 1,600 students. Here is the actual AI simulation where 100% of their students were completely scheduled. Here is a 5th grade student schedule with 11 mods, where ELA and math have double periods of class time. And last, here is a real elementary K-8 school with about 400 students. Here is the actual AI simulation where 100% of their students were completely scheduled. Here is a kindergarten student schedule with 13 mods, where ELA has 120 minutes of class time and math has 90 minutes of class time. NewWay's expert master schedule plans include an AI machine learning system, provision on an AWS cloud for your school, hosted at no cost, with a free AI subscription to use for 1 school year. Student enrollment data, courses or subjects, and requests or special needs are imported. No student personal data are needed. There are 2 types of plans: basic with 3 to 5 days, average with 5 to 7 days, and extended with 7 to 10 days, where 1 day consists of 8 hours of expert guidance and support. For example, a 3-day plan provides a total of 24 hours, and a 5-day plan provides a total of 40 hours. The daily rate of $14.95 is reduced to $9.95, a savings of $500 per day. Online sessions of 30 or 60 minutes, or more if needed, are scheduled weekly to review progress and to make changes. NewWay's professional plans start at $29.95. That can be renewed from year to year, where unused time is rolled over to the following school year.
For the first time in 9 years, in MS399 began with a schedule for teachers and individualized schedule for students. On September 2nd, when we began school, everybody had a program. Students came in, we got the 6th grade house in the auditorium, the 8th grade in the cafeteria, 7th graders in the gym, and every student that was registered at that time received a program.
Also, if I understand what you're saying correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, students actually started their learning earlier because they were with the correct teacher in the correct period from September rather than several weeks later.
Absolutely. That was the way I would like to convey that, and you make it very clear. Exactly, because if you begin having programmatic changes and it's still October, and you're looking at changing kids and changing teachers, obviously learning, you have to begin practically ground zero.
Perhaps compare before and after. I know you said in one of the press release articles that right away the first week you saw a huge difference.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Would you? What would you say? Would you go back to the way you were doing things before?
No, I wouldn't go back to the way we were doing it. Never. And the first week, even the first day, because the kids had just heard for so long.
You were going to do it, right?
We're going to do this, we're going to get this, we're going to do that. And they're like, when, we've heard this. And even the morning that we began to implement, they're like, yeah, right. And that was the most beautiful day. I emailed everyone around the country like it was the best day at P3A because the kids were excited. They could see, wow, this is so great.
Right.
It is unique to us. We're not in the same room with the same kids all day.
Right.
And I see the ability to move within groups, and it was exciting.
Thank you for watching this presentation on how the building of a school's master schedule with NewWay's AI machine learning system, weeks of learning and instructional time can be gained.